In a tiny cozy little house, tucked away at the end of a long winding lane, lived a boy named Leo. Leo was a curious child, with hair the color of sun-kissed hay and eyes as bright as the summer sky. But Leo had a secret. Every night, when the moon climbed high and the stars twinkled like scattered diamonds, Leo would have the most ordinary, plain, and frankly quite boring dreams. He dreamed of tying his shoelaces, eating toast with butter, and watching the grass grow. Oh, how he longed for adventure. He wanted to dream of soaring dragons, talking animals, and candy castles floating in chocolate rivers. One evening, as Leo was getting ready for bed, his grandma Elsie came to tuck him in. She had a smile that crinkled the corners of her eyes, and she always smelled faintly of cinnamon and old books. Grandma. Leo sighed, his voice small. Why are my dreams so gray? Grandma Elsie chuckled softly. Ah, my little Leo, she said, her voice a warm whisper. Perhaps you just haven't found the right gateway. Not all dreams come through the same old door, you know. She then pulled out a small velvet pouch from her pocket. Inside was a key. It wasn't a shiny new key. This one was old and ornate, made of a dark coppery metal, and shaped like a sleeping crescent moon. This, she said, placing it in Leo's palm, is a dream key. They say it can unlock the gateway to wondrous dreams, but it only works for those who truly believe. Leo clutched the key tightly. It felt cool and smooth against his skin. Could it be real? That night, as he lay in bed, he held the key and closed his eyes, whispering, "I believe, I believe, I believe." He drifted off to sleep, not to his usual dream of watching paint dry, but to something new. He found himself standing in his own room, but everything was slightly different. The moonlight streaming through his window wasn't silver. It was a shimmering, iridescent rainbow, and his wardrobe, his plain old wooden wardrobe, was glowing with a soft golden light that pulsed like a gentle heartbeat. Leo knew with a certainty that filled his entire being that this was the gateway. He tiptoed across the floor, the old dream key in his hand. He noticed a tiny moon-shaped keyhole on the wardrobe door that he had never ever seen before. It was a perfect match for his key. Taking a deep breath, Leo inserted the key. With a soft click, the lock turned. The wardrobe doors swung open, not to reveal his clothes, but to a swirling vortex of colors. Blues like deep oceans, pinks like cotton candy, and yellows as bright as 1,000 suns. Hesitantly at first, then with a surge of courage, Leo stepped through. He landed softly on a cloud that felt like a giant marshmallow. Below him, a magnificent city stretched out, its towers made of sparkling rock candy, and its rivers flowing with bubbly lemonade. The streets were paved with gingerbread, and the lampposts were giant lollipops that glowed with a warm, sugary light. This was no ordinary dream. A tiny creature with shimmering dragonfly wings and a coat made of moss fluttered down to greet him. "Welcome, dreamer," it chirped, its voice like the tinkling of tiny bells. "My name is Pip. You found the gateway. Not many do." Leo was speechless. He could only stare in wonder. Is this all real?" he finally managed to ask. Pip giggled. "In the world of dreams, everything you can imagine is real. Come on, I'll show you around." Pip led Leo on the most incredible tour. They slid down rainbows that ended in pools of stardust. They rode on the backs of graceful, flying turtles with shells encrusted with jewels. They had a picnic with a family of friendly bears who served honey sandwiches on plates made of leaves. Leo even met a grumpy gnome who guarded a bridge made of licorice, but Leo made him laugh by telling him a joke, and the gnome let them pass with a toothy grin. He saw fields where musical flowers grew, each one playing a different note when the wind blew through them, creating a beautiful symphony. He saw a library where the books didn't have words, but instead, you just had to touch the page to experience the whole story, as if you were there. Leo touched a book with a dragon on the cover and instantly felt the wind beneath his wings as he soared over majestic, snowy mountains. It was more thrilling than anything he had ever imagined. As the dream sky began to shift from its vibrant rainbow hues to a soft, pre-dawn lavender, Pip led Leo back towards the swirling vortex. "It's almost time to wake up, dreamer," the little creature said sadly. "But the gateway will always be here for you, now that you know how to find it." Leo felt a pang of sadness. "Will I see you again? Whenever you believe," Pip chirped, giving Leo a tiny hug with its mossy arms. Leo stepped back through the wardrobe, and the doors gently clicked shut behind him. He woke up in his own bed, the morning sun streaming through his window. The room was ordinary again. The wardrobe was just a wardrobe, but clutched in his hand was the old, coppery dream key. A huge smile spread across Leo's face. It wasn't just a dream. From that night on, Leo's dreams were never boring again. Some nights he'd explore the deepest oceans with mermaids who sang songs of the sea. On other nights, he'd race comets through the cosmos, or have tea parties with talking squirrels in the highest branches of an ancient wise tree. He learned that his imagination was the true key, and the gateway was always waiting, right inside his own room, ready to lead him to worlds of wonder. And sometimes, just before he drifted off, he'd hold the key and whisper a thank you to Grandma Elsie, the keeper of secrets and the giver of the most wonderful gift a boy could ever ask for, the key to his own incredible dreams. He knew that adventure wasn't something you had to wait for. Sometimes you just had to close your eyes and believe. Thanks for listening to this story. I hope it brings you sweet dreams tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. Good night.